I am Chanda Lokendra Kundnaney. I am founder of Lizom. Lizom is a women washroom hygiene supplies company. What I do is we set up dispensers and supply organic and sustainable sanitary pads to organizations, ensuring the dignity and accessibility of products for women at work. I just described a little bit about my company because I feel that this is kind of a niche, and the work that we are doing will define the leadership in coming years in this space. I've been personally working with womenpreneurs in my community as a guide and as a business support, myself being an entrepreneur 3 times, and besides being the founder of my own company, Lizom. My topic is leading the world where you can be replaced by something that doesn't exist. And I'm sure you're getting my indication. Obviously, I'm prepared here today to pair leadership with AI for the conversation today. So let's get a little bit uncomfortable here, but together. AI is everywhere today. Everyone talks about AI. Even in leadership, AI can provide any kind of solution that you ask for. It can provide you guidance, it can give you a roadmap, it can give you a sweet talk anytime you want. You go to ChatGPT, ask for support, ask for any leadership question, and it'll give you an answer for that. So today, how do leaders do their job when every job is doable by AI? This is the conversation I would like to trigger here. So here's the funny thing. Before writing this speech, I went on and I asked AI to help me write for it. And it was honestly a fantastic good job that AI did for me. So again, I asked it, can you make it a little bit funnier and interesting? And it did. Then I asked it to be more, can you make it a little bit more inspiring? Because I work in the field where inspiration is a part of it. And then I looked at it and I thought that if this thing can do my job as a leader, what I want to speak on, the subject I want to touch on, then why am I exactly needed as a leader? What is my role as a leader? What am I doing in this space? And then I thought, actually, this is precisely I should be talking about. And hence I picked up the topic. Here's a fact that will either make you comfortable or keep you up at night, that I feel that genuinely, this is the study which says 47% of CEOs, nearly half of the CEOs, believe AI not only could, but it should replace their own jobs. Now, nearly half of the world's bosses are actually volunteering and saying that they should be made redundant. And I've never seen such level of enthusiasm in people saying that I should be out of the job because AI can do my job. So here we are in this summit talking about it. And the question on everyone's mind should now be whether they admit or not admit that this is the reality. Am I still relevant, or am I just an expensive coach or a leader? Actually, I feel that there are two types of leader everywhere, including in this room. And I'm going to say something provocative again, just please stay with me. Two kinds of leader today. The first kind has not seriously till now engaged with AI, and they've heard about it, and they have nodded on the meetings, and they would have sometimes typed a couple of questions for ChatGPT, and then they feel that, yes, I know the subject. And for those leaders, with all warmth and respect that I have for everyone, I would like to say that you are pretty behind. Not less little behind, significantly behind if you're using AI to support only the content that you are creating, because that everybody knows that AI can easily create. And the gap is growing every single week when we are doing our simple jobs from AI and we are not able to use it to our benefit in the longer term. An analysis of around, I think, 180 million jobs in a study done by a very renowned college found that overall job market has contracted by 8% last year. But it was also found that machine learning engineering jobs have surged by 40% in the same period. See the contrast, 8% jobs are lesser, so 8% of people are losing the job, but in engineering, 40% people are having more jobs. So then the world is not waiting for anyone to catch up. It is building its own future in real time, with or without your participation. That's my point. A leader in 2026 who is not actively using AI tool, is not experimenting, not exploring, not learning, then I would say that with genuine care for that person that you're not being cautious. You're just being left behind, and you're the one probably which needs to little geared up. Now for the second time, the one who is using AI. Now this is again something which not everyone will agree. Who is moving very fast, who has automated half of their workflow, who feels that, and he's quite pleased about it, what he's doing. I have a message for these also, that you guys are also not too different, because the speed without the depth is just a noise. It's just a noise with a little bit of better branding that you are aware, you know what is AI. But because, see, here is what AI can do. AI can create the content for you. AI can help you do your work faster. And AI can also help you do innovative work. But at the same time, is there something that I as a leader can contribute which AI cannot? MIT has published a research in 2025, and this is something please everybody pay attention on. And they have identified 5 uniquely human capabilities. They call it EPOCH, EPOCH. This framework says that these are the things no AI can replace, regardless of how powerful it becomes. And E here in EPOCH stands for empathy. P is the presence, O opinion, C creativity, and H hope. Very, very humanized traits, which I don't think that, I'm assuming that each one of you will agree that these are not the traits that AI will be able to give us. If you ask for hope, AI will give you a very cliche answer of what is hope and how you should behave on it. Empathy, it can give you written content on empathy. But the real feel, I am assuming that we all will agree that is something only humans can do. This is where the role of leadership becomes higher. I see on everyday working, and I speak with leaders, I've spoken with several of them, and particularly in women. And when we joined this session, I also mentioned that I'm glad to see women here in leadership. With women who have been living in this framework for a very long time, I feel that empathy relates a lot to a human side of us. AI can simulate empathy. It can say right words to you in empathy. But here's what is fascinating. Research again shows that people instinctively know the difference between a response that is generated by an AI and one that is being felt. So you would have heard people saying that this person is just telling me for sake of it that the person understands me, but the person doesn't understand me. The feel, the inner depth is not there. And this, your team will always know. You cannot fake this. You cannot outsource care at all. Women leaders are consistently rated higher than their male peers these days in terms of empathy and collaboration. And again, the same study from Harvard Business Review research confirms that empathy is a soft skill. And in AI age, it is your hardest competitive advantage. I will move to the second point, presence, EPOCH. Presence. You cannot, again, automate the moment a leader walks into a room and the room fills in with a lot of energy. I have watched several leaders walk into the room where they were not expected, not invited, not welcome, and completely they reframe the entire conversation. That is not just a tool. That is not just a prompt. It is not a instruction that you're giving to AI. This is leadership. Your presence, which is felt by people in the audience or in the room, is leadership. Opinion. O for opinion. AI makes decisions based on patterns from the past, but leadership lives in the space where the data runs out. I call it leading with the fog. And the leaders who thrive there are the ones with the best algorithm. They are the ones with the deepest value. They have their opinion and the judgment that they can pass on when they're asked for. Creativity, generating something new, generating something meaningful. This is born usually from experience, from failure, from generally caring about people. And AI can produce content, very, very creative content. It has never once but produced creative courage. Hope, my favorite one. Hope is a leader standing in front of the team during the worst quarter of the year, when the numbers are down, when the morale is down, when half of the team is quietly updating their LinkedIn and saying that, oh my God, I believe that we'll get through this. And I think we are already there. I know we will pass through this. That is optimism. And this is replaceable human leadership. If you can put hope in somebody, that is leadership. So, EPOC. This is the framework for the leadership in the world of AI. Here's a conversation most summits avoid. The real threat is not AI or AI that will replace leaders. I feel that the real threat is that leaders who are never that great will now use AI to hide for longer. The leaders who do not have that much of depth in them, they will use AI to show or to present as a leader. However, a leader who has always relied on the appearance of the competence will now use AI to look more sharper, more smarter, more faster, while the culture still quietly falls apart. Teams will feel that they are left out. They just won't say it loud until they hand out kind of resignation, resentment from inside. So, are you guys using AI to amplify your leadership? Or are you using AI to avoid the harder, slower, or more of, human automated work? Your team already knows about it. If you have felt it in your rooms, they are already reaching out. They have access to every single resource in AI. So we leaders will have to probably a little step up, learn the whole tactics of what is AI, use it to our benefit, add that human touch to it, and then deliver. Most of the time, women leaders we built, I feel that they have these traits a little bit more than men, because they have been historically living in empathy, intuition, collaboration, long-term thinking. They've been considered a little slow. I'm not a feminist completely, but they've been considered slower. But I feel that this emotional intelligence are exactly the skills that AI era cannot automate. Well, I come from a background where I'm working with organizations where we are trying to fix a gap in the environment or in the surroundings where women do not have access to clean, organic period care at their work. They are losing out on a lot of work hours. They are losing out on their dignity sometimes, talking about searching for a pad. So I come from that space. I feel that this is the time for all of us to be more sensitive towards these kind of topics and take up leadership in the context that we start making real difference into lives of people. We start making real change into the lives of people. We are not just telling them and teaching them all 5 rules of the being greatest in your work, not just 10 rules of being fastest at your work, but something which has more empathy, something which has more touch and human feel to it. Because leadership is not just about where your organization is going. It's about taking that all the humans that are working in that organization along with you. It is about who feels safe enough in your proximity, who feels seen enough, who feels valued enough, and where do you want to take them from there? Leading from inside, leading from the depth of core of your existence. This is what leadership is going to be. I feel that the only one question I will leave up this stage with is, will you want to become leader, or you would want to become a passionate leader, a sensitive leader? Lead with empathy, lead with presence, lead with courage.